We're back. I'm going to try to not drop
Are we
any
live?
F-bombs right off the open like I did yesterday. It says we're live. The little gimmick up here says live. So, hey.
Cool. Let me shut my Wi-Fi off.
Mm.
Hello. It's a horrible open. As though we're not on a show, right? So like on radio and shit, they do that. Well, welcome to blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, this is why Jason Martin won't have me on, because he watches this and he's like, nope, I'm not putting you on fucking Fox Radio Nashville, you unprofessional amateur.
It could be that we've never asked him to come on this show.
No. He's busy. I just figure he doesn't have time for our nonsense. If I was writing 17 TV reviews for 18 different websites and having national, Tennessee Volunteers radio and all the business he does, I wouldn't have time to come on our bullshit.
Actually, it's funny too, because there's like so many people who it's like they've been like, hey, if you ever need someone to come on, I'd love to do it. Like, that'd be really cool, actually. Yeah. And then like, well, Sean's gonna be gone, so I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do for a show next week. All those people see me say that, and they're like, Jesus, cool, Geno. I said something. I don't know why.
Yeah, we're dicks. That's true. A lot of people offer, and then I just forget about it. I don't know. I thought you were gonna be on a hiatus for longer, so I only had time to line up 3 of the people who are always like, "Well, I'll do it."
Every single show, I regret that I came back. So that's the goal.
That makes 2 of us, motherfucker.
We talk about
telling. Care are your minions out there on the interwebs.
We talk about telling the truth on here. Let's tell the fucking truth. All you people who you say, I want to be on it. If we never ask you to be on, it's because we don't want you to be. Sorry. I don't.
Ice cold.
I'm trying to be a dick. It's just reality, folks. It's what it is.
We barely like doing this with each other, so it's really weird when we have to talk to strangers. We don't like that at all.
And I respect you enough to not give you the "it's not you, it's me" talk. But you should see that it is us. We don't.
It is me, at least.
We never talk about wrestling.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't actually like this.
Well, we don't like. Yeah, and we bring guests on. They always want to talk about wrestling, and that just bums us out. And then
we start asking them personal shit. Like, what? Yeah. Why? Why do you want to know this? I don't know. It's more interesting than fucking Mick Foley being horrifically bad at his job. I don't know. Wrestling sucks. Wrestling doesn't suck. What WWE presents us on Monday nights sucks. If you can call it wrestling.
I was coming into this week. I was the Raw defender, I think, and I still think it's got some decent. I don't know. I still laugh every time fucking Chris Jericho's on screen. So of course he's leaving soon. I don't. Yeah, the last couple of days have been pretty hard to defend. I mean, there's been decent matches, but none. It's nihilist. Like it's nihilist WWE. None of this matters. We're just doing shit. If you want to watch, that's fine. But none of this matters.
We have time to fill on television. We're gonna go ahead and fill it.
Yep.
Hopefully you'll come along for the ride. And by the way, the numbers are out. The overnight ratings, I put it on Twitter. I don't know if you saw this. The presidential debate overnight ratings 46.2.
That's Super Bowl shit right there.
That is Super Bowl level. That is like basically everyone who has a television turned on is watching the presidential debate. And then Monday Night Football did a 5.7, which is like lowest in history.
Right.
For comparison's sake, last week did like an 8.2.
Yep.
So that's a big fucking drop. So I'm fully expecting the numbers to come out and them to be like
1.8 million viewers or something.
Yeah, Raw did like 1.5 million viewers, and
that's just people who forgot they had a television in their house that was still streaming the USA.
And it just so they were watching NCIS reruns and had to make dinner.
Right.
And then they just left it on and we're like, what is this fucking horrible thing on my television? Get it off. But wrestling's struggling for viewers on TV anyway. I jokingly posted this on Twitter, but it's actually fucking true. I think I know it is that this yesterday we did more hits on our website than TNA did viewers for the past week, and that's true. And apparently they're in fucking financial peril. I slept late today, so hopefully the strife in my life has me back to kicking ass and sleep until noon, thankfully.
There you go. There you go. That's the high life.
What the fuck's going on, dude?
So the nutshell, combining the report, Meltzer talked about it on Observer Radio last night, and then Mike Johnson at PW Insider followed up with kind of a more detailed report, or at least a more editorialized report this morning. Basically, they need, just like with Slammiversary, they need some sort of last-minute infusion of cash to be able to even do the pay-per-view and the TV tapings next week. So even though they're making matches and running advertisements online, it's far from a done deal that there's going to be a pay-per-view this Sunday, apparently.
No shit.
It comes down to, the ball is still in Dixie's court because she's still the majority owner, but she's beholden to all these other pieces, right? Aerolux owns a piece, and they're in charge of production, and Corgan owns a piece now, and he's sort of playing hardball because he wants them to sell before he kicks in any more money. He wants them to say, you're going to be the controlling owner, and she's not willing to say that to him yet. So he's like, well, then maybe I won't give you any money for this weekend. And I guess there's some other players involved too. So it looks like, and so the thing is that Johnson and Meltzer both say that they've heard a lot of reports that talks are heating back up between WWE and Dixie. And they both believe that if Vince pays Dixie for her controlling share, he will shut the company down, try to sign a few talents, put some Impact episodes on the network, and say, I destroyed another company. I mean, not destroyed, but that, I took care of another potential competitor. They'll go just like WCW and ECW did. And so we won't have a pay-per-view this week, and they'll defraud on their pay-per-view contracts with pay-per-view providers and with their contract with Pop TV to create new television. So both of those deals will go away, and TNA will be no more.
Well,
so we're supposed to be listening basically like hour to hour, day to day for news of a potential of either that they've worked out the deal with Corgan, or that WWE is coming in.
Well, excuse me. My reaction to that essentially is, from a purely business perspective, it's a long time coming.
Yep. Cannot believe that's a lot of what Johnson's piece is about too. Is just like, look, this sucks, but we've all seen the writing on the wall for years.
It's the year of our Lord 2016, and somehow they're still in business. That is, it's a miracle they've lasted as long as I think they lasted longer than WCW.
Yeah, they've been around since, isn't it 2002 when Jarrett started doing the $15 weekly pay-per-views or whatever it was?
Yeah. They've always gimmicky, weird shit. And but from a human perspective, this is sad because a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. Not that they were being paid anyway. But
apparently for the last couple of months they have been. So I mean, it's also sad that, of all the times for this company to die, did they die in the middle of the Hulk Hogan shit or the Aces and Eights, the stuff nobody wanted to see? Yeah. Did they die when Rumble Jackson showed up? No, they died when they fucking got a hot product and everybody's dying to see more Matt Hardy, and EC3 and Drew Galloway are kicking ass in the ring, and they finally started doing something that like people were responding well to on the hardcore level. Obviously, it takes a lot longer to get to a point where you can be viable in. And you might need to be on something other than fucking the TV Guide channel for that.
Yeah. But it's sad because a lot of people are going to lose their jobs if that's what happens, and that's unfortunate. I mean, and the independent scene is what it is, I guess. It'd be pretty funny if they died before Cody ever showed up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
His TNA run was a vignette.
That's Brandy Rhodes' big signing.
Yeah, she's going to actually wrestle. She's a knockout, and it's like, it's bad though when you're. Let's go talk to the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins and see if he'll hook us up with some cash and we can run this pay-per-view this weekend. And that'll turn it around. I don't know how, but that'll turn it around. Broken Matt Hardy deserves to be somewhere where his creative genius can flourish.
Yeah.
That place is not WWE.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So that sucks. That really sucks. Thanks for the update. And that's
so hopefully this is the 800. They get their 800th fucking reprieve and they somehow pull it off. But I mean, it sounds bad.
That's the real legacy of TNA is right as soon as it looks like they're fucked, something happens and they're cockroaches.
Right. Man. Just when you think I was out, they're back in. Yeah.
Sorry.
They're the Undertaker.
So Raw.
Raw.
What?
Oh yeah, baby, we don't like it raw.
We don't like this show. Sucks.
Like it raw. You know what's interesting is I saw.
I don't know what that face was.
I don't know. Yeah, I had an itch at the same time. I don't know.
And then you just left your face.
So you can get a pic you can use on 8 million posts that look embarrassing.
Yeah, you didn't mean it. Yeah,
apparently, WWE runs their little Twitter polls after shows. Like, did you like Raw?
Which is always funny when they do that.
But it's like 35,000. I mean, it's a not insignificant sample. When I voted in it this morning, and I voted no. I'll be transparent. It was 50-50. Somebody liked this fuking shit.
They rigged it. They rigged that. That is rigged.
I don't know.
In bed with Twitter, and it's a goddamn we're conspiracy victims here.
It's like the Trump won hashtag this morning.
I saw something. I was reading the little bit I read before I hopped on here was the comments in my Raw recap, and so many people were like, "Well, I'm disappointed. Like, I'm surprised at Geno's review. This wasn't a bad show."
See,
and it was one of those nights again. So this is, I think, what happens for me. And maybe it's not this way for other people. When you get beat about the head with stupidity for so long, you just, at some point, I think you just start to accept it. Like, I think people to watch this program, you sort of have to turn your brain off. And some people are totally down with that. They are completely okay with that. In fact, I think it's one of the reasons they watch it, because they don't want to be that.
It's the appeal of the product to them, actually. Yeah.
And I'm not.
And there's nothing wrong with that, really.
No, there's not. I'm not going to tell you you're watching it wrong or you're bad, whatever like that. I'm just not that guy. What gets my dick hard is.
That's a new record. I think we went 11 minutes without a penis reference.
No, but I'm just saying intellectual stimulation. So I want a good story. That's what I like out of this shit. And there are no good stories. And in fact, not only are there no good stories, every story they're telling is actively bad. And in fact, they didn't have my favorite wrestler on the program. So it's for me.
They also didn't have one of my favorite wrestlers on the program. So
who?
Sami Zayn wasn't on the show, was he?
No, he wasn't. He was probably maybe they put those guys on Superstars or whatever. And Nia Jax, fresh off her pay-per-view win, I don't believe she was anywhere to be found.
No, she was tweeting about she wants a title shot, but that's it.
It's just a strange. It's such a. Fuck! I hate this show, dude.
How does the show with one more hour not have time to tell?
Yeah,
I mean, that's exactly what's so weird. It's like, that's what we're like, oh, well, Raw's got an extra hour. They got a bigger roster. They'll have time to shine it. And they don't. They somehow managed to give us more of the same old shit in ways that are tired and played out and just infuriate you even more. To me, I won't speak for anybody else, but
I can't get over how fucking dumb this Cesaro Sheamus thing is. It angers me. It actually makes me upset. upset.
I am relative. I'm not. Yeah, I don't. That's that's the least of my problems.
Fucking kidding me? Like I'm trying. I can't even think of a good.
But here's my thing. It's like, if they had done anything with this, people were mad when this was announced, even though it was going to be two guys that have good chemistry in the ring wrestling a lot. They're fuck. They already wrestled 3 times. I don't want to see 7 more. Then they were mad when Sheamus got out to a 3-0 lead. Oh, fucking great, they could do the Red Sox thing again. I hate the Red Sox, and this is played out. And then Cesaro came back, and they knew this was going to happen. I'm rooting for chaos now. I want Sheamus to just pin him. And then that didn't happen. Like, oh, fuck this, that didn't work out. And then, I just feel like they were damned if they do, damned if they don't with this. And this is fine to me. I mean, this is not what if the alternative was Cesaro or Sheamus wins and gets a U.S. title shot and gets squashed by Reigns, we're pissed about that too. So, I don't know.
I didn't feel that way. For me, it was, this is the best way to use these guys, because it's just, let's put the focus on the wrestling, which is the thing that Cesaro was complaining about. Sheamus is a big old hoss. You get him in there and have 7 matches. That's a good thing to do. The promos have been hot trash for sure, but they were using them the way I would want to see them used. I think that's literally what I said. Literally, the best thing you can do in a program like this is just have them wrestle 7 times. That's great. a little wacky how they did it. Some of the matches weren't so good. The booking was weird, and then they'd have one match at a house show that counted and one the next night that didn't. Strange little dumb bullshit like that. But, they worked it out to where it would culminate at the pay-per-view. Fine. But then it does, and they don't get a finish. And fucking... I don't even know what to compare this to, dude. It's like you're hanging out with a hot chick, and she's fucking jerking you off. And then right when you're getting ready to come, suddenly you open your eyes, and it's actually a dude, and you're giving him a Dutch rudder. Like, that's what they did here.
I don't even know what a Dutch rudder is.
Just
So your analogy completely fell apart for me.
It's really what it is. Just a complete swerve. Like, it's what the fuck, dude? Like, okay, 7 matches. The whole idea of this is you invest your time and energy. Within the story, it's Cesaro, kill yourself for this. Give your body up for it. He was hurt multiple times. The story of the series was his back was fucked up. He's wearing so much damn tape he looks like a mummy, but he's doing it because it's a championship opportunity. And we talked about this. They kept fucking around with that terminology just to fuck us with this stupid fucking swerve. Sheamus, the same thing. Beat yourself to death on an emotional roller coaster, just completely fuck up his own mental health with a 3-0 lead that he dropped all the way to 3-3 and killed himself in the final, so he didn't end up being the guy who lost up 3-0. All that's within story, okay? Obviously, I'm not saying I actually think these things, people, but I'm just saying within the story. And then as the viewer, the person who is getting invested in what they're doing, you sit there and watch it, you go, okay, this is good because we're going to get a natural conclusion, and all of those things will matter only if we get that conclusion. Only if we get an actual fucking winner in this. The whole point of doing this was to get a winner, and then they would deserve what they got. For Foley to come out and be like, here's what I'm going to do. LOL. You're a tag team now. And you get a tag team title shot. See what I did there? You both get a championship opportunity. The reason they were fighting was for a championship opportunity. You could have skipped all this 7 matches bullshit and just been like, hey, you're a tag team, let's do a title shot.
But then you'd be pissed off that there was no build. Like, we complain that there's no story justification for things that they do, and then they give us a story justification, and now you're complaining.
They didn't give us a story justification.
Yes, they did.
Not at first. At first, they just said
you've got the best of 7 series to determine who gets a championship opportunity. The best of 7 series came to an inconclusive finish. And now they've come up with so they've used that as the reason to put them together as a tag team. We'd be mad as hell if they just came out one night and it was just Cesaro and Sheamus as a tag team. If you're not excited about seeing the 2 of them as a tag team or seeing them face the New Day, that's fine. But I do think, this is one way to tell that story. And it's a never-ending program. It's 3 hours a week, 52 weeks a year for infinity. So they've got to do some stuff. So this is something they took up a month of that infinity and said, here's the way we're going to get there. I don't mind. If you don't like the way they got there, that's fine. But I don't know that is a story. You don't like the story, but they actually did present something.
It is. It's a story in the sense of I woke up and kicked a man in the dick and went to bed as a story. It's a stupid ass story that you shouldn't feel invested in anyway. What I don't like is, I got invested.
I'm a stupid ass man who got kicked in the dick this morning, so I don't know.
But I'm just saying, the problem is, you get invested in a story, and then they just take everything you got invested in, everything you wasted all this time. That's what it ends up being. I watched all of this to get to this as the conclusion, and then you just flipped everything as such that it rendered everything that came before it completely meaningless. That's what WWE does constantly. So it would have been, someone's going to get a championship.
That's...
The idea behind it was someone is going to get a championship.
And so somebody got a championship opportunity.
But they're going to do it a singles. They
never said single.
They didn't. But this is stupid. It's so fucking stupid. They knew what they were doing.
I don't feel like I wouldn't be sitting here going, God, that was wonderful if they announced an 8th match and then somebody won.
What do they do so if you a best of 7 series, or they're doing it, it's just on the wrestling, so it's basically sporting. Baseball, hockey. What do they do at the end of a best of 7 series when there's no clear decided winner yet? They have fucking overtime, or they have extra innings. You keep going until someone wins.
What if in the UFC the judges scored a draw? What do? Do they start fighting?
They have judges for that. No, they have judges for that.
But there are matches that are decided as a draw.
Yes, that's true.
So, I mean, that's what this was. And so, as the general manager, Foley decided
usually does in those situations, they books another fight.
That's fine. But we've seen them fight 10 times in the last 2 months, because before the Best of 7 series started, there were 3 other matches.
Okay, but for the story, that shouldn't be relevant. That's not within the story.
Well,
that's within the whether people are going to be willing to pay to see it.
I mean, this entire thing,
fine, but I care about the story.
The story is that these guys don't want to tag together, and now they have an opportunity. They can choose to walk away. They can do what you're saying and say, "Fuck you, Mick Foley. I don't want the tag titles, so I'm not going to even do it." So the story is still ongoing, and we're already condemning it. It's fucking. I hate it.
No, it's not. They decided to be a tag. They had a match and won against.
Yes, but they're still doing the reluctant tag partners thing. They could be halfway through the New Day match. They could decide to kill each other again. I mean, the story's not over. Cesaro and Bryan are working this whole thing on Twitter about he's going to try to sign with SmackDown now. So the story is ongoing.
Here's another reason this it doesn't work and sucks is because if they were willing to do that to this story, everything that came before it means nothing. Then why wouldn't they be willing to do the same thing here?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're saying.
I'm saying, so the best of 7 to get a championship opportunity to the winner, and then they swerve you and go, "Oh, but now you both get one." Which again,
I mean, what if this is all?
Everyone gets a title match anyway. What the fuck?
Exactly. I mean, Seth Rollins could walk backstage today and decide he wants a title match. So that's first.
No, I'm saying the point of the series was so someone could earn a title match, and then they both ended up getting one. You could say, well, yeah, but they both earned it, and that's how they tried to save it by having Foley literally cry while doing a promo, going, it just made it so cheesy and stupid to me too. He's like, I can't lose one of you. I mean, lose one of you. You're gonna die if you keep wrestling each other. Like, shut the fuck up.
Foley. I mean, Foley's performance in general is a whole nother discussion.
Just makes me cringe. He's so terrible. He used to be good.
I mean, I do think. I don't know that his performance is intentionally helping it or is designed to help it, but I do think they're still telling the Mick Foley is bad at his job story. So that's ongoing. And again, I don't like that story either, but I think that's a story. And Cesaro's gimmick, even coming into this, was that he was pissed he was on Raw. He felt he was being misused in a work shoot kind of way, and now they're perpetuating that with the Bryan stuff. So what if this is all it means? What if Cesaro's going to walk out on Sheamus in the middle of their tag title match and say, "You know what? This is bullshit. You did me wrong. I'm going to SmackDown." Is that a better story?
No, it's not better because
I don't know. I enjoyed all 7 of their matches.
Sure.
No match in professional wrestling actually matters. None of them. The title match tonight on SmackDown is completely worthless.
Then to me, there's no reason to watch.
A triple threat match in 2 weeks where there's no champion's advantage. So it doesn't matter what happens tonight. But a lot of people are going to watch it, and they're going to fucking jerk off about how great SmackDown is.
I mean,
none of it matters. So you got to see 7 good matches, and they're telling a couple of ongoing stories within the context of that. I don't know what else you want from. I really don't. I mean, I'm not. If you hate it, you hate it. But they are. You might not like the story, but they're telling a story. You just don't like it.
The story sucks. The problem is the story sucks. This would have been like if Bryan was on his rise, and then he's like demanding a title shot in the fucking ring and the Occupy Raw movement, and they were like, "Fine, you want it, you got it," and then they leave, and the next week they have him trot him out there, and he's a European title shot. Oh, that's we or whatever, and then he's at WrestleMania and he gets his big title win, and it's like oh, what? It doesn't have the same impact? Of fucking course it doesn't. It's not at all what we were talking about, and you fucking know.
Well, that's also complete. I mean, that's totally apples to oranges, but okay.
It's not. It's the same.
It is. It is not the same. Daniel Bryan was in a main event story. This is a fucking filler for 2 guys they didn't have anything going on, so they gave him this.
Okay,
what would Cesaro and Sheamus be doing otherwise?
They deliberately set this up to where it's a best of 7 between 2 great wrestlers, and the winner gets a title shot. They fucking knew exactly how people would respond to that. Yes, they used vague language so they could swerve us, but they knew exactly what the expectation would be from the people who actually got invested in it. I.e., I do like good wrestling. I do like Cesaro as a character. I do like Sheamus in the ring. I like all of this. This is good. The winner will actually earn a title shot, and then it will therefore have meaning now.
I never had any expectation that the title shot was going to be anything other than what the last title shot was, which is a fucking Raw U.S. title match. I was not invested in this as, oh, things are fine. Sheamus Cesaro is going to be a WrestleMania main eventer. I didn't know. I thought that they were wasting him before. This gave me something to fill up a few weeks worth of Raws, and now I'm interested in seeing them as a tag team and what they do with the Cesaro is pissed story as the next thing. So I don't know. I don't know. None of this matters. So to say that this particularly matters less is a weird thing to get extra pissed about to me.
Well, it's not. I don't know. It makes me. It's the kind of thing I watch, and I'm like, when I see that happen, and they're like, so I'm just gonna give both of you a title shot. It's like, dude, you're right. None of this does matter. None of this ever fucking mattered, and it doesn't matter because they fucking do shit like this that ensures it doesn't matter. It's like everything you see leading up to this doesn't mean a fucking thing. And it's never gonna. Ever. None of this shit is. That's why wrestling sucks. That's why WWE fucking sucks. Because they booked this shit to where nothing fucking means anything. The tag division is like, okay, so they're going to win the belts too, I'm sure.
I don't think so.
I'm sure that's what they're going to do, right? No?
How many times do I have to tell you, Geno? Did you pick the club on Sunday and then yesterday in the offices go, I can't wait till they do the title change on Raw tonight?
Yeah.
You're getting worked, buddy.
I'm telling you. Well, fuck. That's, yeah. All right. That's the only thing they can be relied on to do.
New Day is forever.
New Day is forever.
I mean, I am not saying that I love this story, but I don't think it's not a story. And I guess I'm comparing it to days that I watched a lot of Raw in like the Triple H 40-minute promo era, where they routinely just did like, here's two guys we got nothing to do with, so they're tagging tonight without any backstory. So this is a backstory. It's not my favorite backstory, but it is a backstory. There is a reason why these guys are tagging. And it's part of Mick Foley sucks at his job. Because I think that's what the Brian stuff on Twitter is about, is they're actually saying that, Mick Foley's bad at his job. He's wasting Cesaro, and now we're going to play with that in some sort of reality era way. And and maybe that's not for. I mean, I would rather see any of this stuff than another fucking Stephanie McMahon promo. So that's me. That's my personal opinion.
This was the one time Stephanie McMahon took someone down in a backstage segment where it was like, you know what? She's totally right. Foley deserved that.
No,
you are an idiot, Mick.
No, because all Mick Foley has to say is, you know what, Steph? You're right. I was a little bit out of line in my approach, but I still have one question, which is, are you still telling me that you don't know why your husband interfered in the Universal title match? He never asked that fucking question. That's why that scene was worthless.
He's dumb. That's why he's dumb.
So that's also the Cesaro Sheamus story.
Further justification for why she needed to take him down. You're a fucking idiot, Mick. I hired you to be a good general manager, and you're not.
What?
That's evidenced by the fact that you're not actually calling me out on very clearly full of shit. I am very clearly full of shit.
I mean, the story needs to be revealed that Stephanie only hired Mick because she thought he was dumb and easy to manipulate.
Which is true.
and then I think Foley needs to team up with Rollins as part of his face turn. And finally, that the only way he can get a baby face comeback at all is to prove that Stephanie's been with her husband the whole time and has been trying to screw over Rollins, and that's all part of Rollins's epic babyface comeback.
That's how he gets Rollins into the match with Triple H. It's in the corner. Yeah.
I mean, that's where again, I'm not terribly interested in that story, but it is a story. So
that's our standard for WWE. It's a story.
That is my. I mean, that's all I ask. I mean, you're trying to put on 5 to 8 hours of television at least a week now. Just make sure there's something. Like if I go back and look at it, there's a backup. There's something going on. That's that's nice. I recognize that at least half of them are going to suck, but try to just give me a story. So
Cage Side Live next week is just going to be 2 other guys, and when people complain about it, I'm going to be like, Jim, you like the Cesaro Sheamus story?
That's not the same thing.
That's enough of the same thing for me to get out.
So just anytime that whatever, I don't even care.
Anytime you advertise,
everybody's right and I'm wrong. Fuck you all. Suck my dick.
No, my problem is advertising one thing and then just switching it to something else entirely.
But that's not. Problem. They said they advertised a championship opportunity, like you said. They were intentionally vague. So this falls within. I mean, that's like if we advertised that, somebody named Sean and Geno would be here next week, and then we found a couple other dudes with those names.
Exactly.
That would be what they did. Not just with no warning, you have 2 new hosts is what WWE used to do. That's how we got,
Right, but are you telling me
creative has nothing for your tag teams in the past?
Are you telling me you don't believe that that listeners of this show would get the new Sean and new Geno and not be pissed? They'd be like, no, this is totally good. It's a story. At least they're here to talk wrestling. They'd be mad. They'd be like, this is fucking bullshit. I was expecting Sean and Geno. So that's what I want to get out of this. That's why I bothered
That's still not the same thing, but all right. All right, everybody's right and I'm wrong. I don't know what to tell you.
It's not right or wrong. It's you feel like you feel, I feel, I feel it.
Well, yeah, no, you've pretty much. I mean, you've said that I'm a stupid idiot for.
I didn't call you
buying into this story.
I called them stupid idiots for doing this shit because I just don't like it.
No, there was something about a person watching this had to have been like kicked in the balls the night before or something. I don't know.
I didn't say that.
Something like that.
I did not.
Somebody will roll the tape back. I don't give a shit. I don't care enough.
Why are you mad, Sean? Don't be mad.
I'm exhausted.
What are you exhausted?
I'm exhausted. This argument.
Is it an argument? I'm not upset.
I'm just
there's the high pitch.
I'm just worn out. I guess I'm in like the total minority on this, and that's fine. I don't know.
Maybe you're not. I didn't see.
No, I don't know. At least in the internet wrestling community, I am.
I didn't see anyone. I didn't see much talk on it at all. So maybe that's maybe no one really cares at all, and we just wasted all this time talking about something no one cares about. Probably. Well, that's what we do every Tuesday. Is we waste time talking about shit no one cares about because no one watches the show. Everyone was watching the. Did you see any of the debate?
I watched a couple of highlight clips, but like I said, I don't care.
You're just...
No, I mean, I do care, but it actually does, like the election stuff, and like, I don't know, it actually bothers me like profoundly. Not like wrestling kind of annoys me. Like I get anxious, and I don't really like to get so. And I know who I'm voting for, and so I think everybody's watching just to confirm their own opinion. So I don't think anybody changed their mind based on last night. If I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong. I hope somebody actually uses this to gather information and then make an informed opinion. But I don't think I don't even think the debates are a good vehicle for that. So no, there's no other job interview in the world where you get the 2 people who are most qualified and have them like yell at each other for an hour and then decide, oh yeah, that's who I'm hiring. So
I mean, we want to talk about lies. Holy shit. This shit's, you're a piece of shit. And then 2 minutes later, he's over here calling me a piece of shit, and he's like, I never said that. That never came out of my mouth. Like, you can literally roll the tape back a minute, and there he is saying it. That shit's just,
No, I mean, I will say, and I'm not advocating one way or the other, but somebody like, arguing with Trump is like arguing with somebody who's either like an alcoholic who's drunk at the time, or like somebody with like borderline personality disorder, somebody who will just tell a lie and then just deny it repeatedly in the next breath. And you feel like you end up feeling crazy for trying to argue with the person.
Yes.
So
for getting to, I know you're lying. I know you're lying. And just the utter refusal to come off the lie. And you just end up feeling like a psychotic.
And then there's like the word salad answers where like he just says cyber a lot and there's no other actual words that make sentences in it.
Or the great stuff where he's like, the deals, I'm going to make deals so big. These deals, you've never seen bigger deals than this. Those are the kind of deals I'll make. Big deals.
His temperament is a winning temperament. That's one of the words. That's one of the adjectives I use with temperament a lot is winning.
America loses a lot. We need to start winning. And I'm going to make big deals. You've never seen deals this big. Like, that's like, what are you even saying?
He does have the best words.
Yeah, what are you even fucking saying, dude? But yeah, so that'll piss you off, and then you try to, you want to keep up a little bit on current shit that's going on or shit that actually will dramatically affect you. So you flip the channel and see that and go, this is also garbage. And then so I don't know. This was one of those.
I stayed off of Twitter last night because. I just feel like it's just people spouting their own, like, oh, this proves I'm right. Oh, this proves I'm right. And there's still, like we've talked about many times, I don't feel like there's much dialogue going on. So it bothers me.
I guess this is one of those nights where I just couldn't let the stupid shit slide anymore. Where it was like I just see this and they go, "That's dumb." Yeah, it's a story. Yeah, it's this or yeah, it's that. Or it's just dumb. Like, okay, so Roman Reigns and Rusev come out and they're gonna have a rematch. And
that angers me a lot. I feel about that the way you feel about the tag thing. I guess.
Tell me about it. Yeah, because
I don't know. I mean, what is the fucking why have this rematch to have it end in no? So we're gonna get more of it. I mean, this at least the Cesaro Sheamus feud has been like balanced. Like their matches have been close, and I mean, and every Rusev Reigns match is the same. We talked about it yesterday. It's Rusev beats up Reigns for a while, and he comes back, and he stands tall. And this is a little bit different, I guess, because they just brawled into the. So I don't.
And then he stood tall because he hit him with a chair afterward.
Yep.
Rusev was like crawling out of the ring, injured.
Right. After he teased that he was going to be the bigger man and not hit him with the chair. I guess they're playing with people's the smart desire for a heel turn. But
they were cheering him on, wanting him to hit the dude with the chair.
I mean, maybe that's the way to get him cheered is to have him just be an unrepentant dick. I mean, maybe that would fit right in with a lot of wrestling fans.
Well, remember,
by the way, fuck you, Cincinnati, for the CM Punk and Randy Savage chants. So I just also like to say that
during the Cruiserweights.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that they have fucked up the debut of the Cruiserweights. I don't want to say irreparably after only 2 weeks, but it kind of feels irreparable. I mean, like nothing they've done has worked, and I think nobody cares when those guys are out there, and they haven't given us a reason to. They're trying to do the same shit as they did in the Cruiserweight Classic, which is a totally different format. You got to actually do something with these guys and not just trot them out there with cute music and make them. I forget who it was. Somebody on Twitter compared it to when they have 8-year-olds come out to play at halftime of NBA games, and that's what it feels like.
It's kind of interesting to me that because that's one of the times where I was like, well, I think they're trying to get them over in a way to the wider audience, but they're doing it kind of lazily. Is that a word?
Sure, why not?
Lazily?
I think so.
They're being lazy about it.
Yeah.
In the sense of, it reminds me of the way they would book the women's division. Let's throw everyone into one match.
Yep.
Let's give them one segment, and maybe the champ gets his own thing. And that'll be enough. We'll switch out the ropes, make them purple. We'll change how the apron looks, the digital apron gimmick. And then they'll do what they do, and hopefully it'll work. And in a sense, that's not what WCW did, but they just had matches and it was fun. Like that was
the
wheel.
Yeah.
So it's like in this case, they did give them some video packages. So I was like, well, people are saying it's a failure. I don't know about that. I mean, they are trying. You do have to start somewhere. So it's on some level, this is one of those times where I feel like we would be better served to just let's wait a second. Here's this dude. Here's a little bit about him. Here's this dude, a little bit about him. This dude, a little bit about them. Match. That was fun. Post-match angle, raw fallout video on YouTube. There you go. It's a start.
I guess. I mean,
you'll get more and more.
As to your lazily point, I mean, a lot of these videos are the exact same ones they did for the Cruiserweight Classic.
Are they really?
So, yeah. So those of us that have seen that already, we don't care. And I think they would be better served. This is why I was advocating for fucking Kendrick to actually win at Clash of Champions, because I think you need to build a wrestling story. They're trying to do the same thing that worked with the CWC, which was great. I loved that show. I loved that tournament. But that was a little self-contained world where we pretended that this was real competition, and so it was given the Olympic setup where you get these like interview behind the scenes. Here's this guy's backstory, and now we're going to see him compete, and that works. But if just in the sea of Raw to just try to have that be this different thing, I think they'd be better served coming up with a hot angle that they could build the division around. And they seem to, I don't know. I mean, I guess they're trying to do that a little bit with Kendrick and Perkins, but I mean, anything about TJ's background aside, I just don't find him terribly charismatic as somebody who is talking. And I don't know, even in the ring, like I don't want to cheer for a guy that dabs on people. That to me that's some heel bullshit. Like I fucking want to kill you when I see you do that. So I think he's the wrong choice to build around. That's just my opinion, though. But I mean Kendrick. I would
cool.
put Kendrick on top for like a month and let him fucking heel on everybody, and then you root for somebody. Maybe it's Perkins, maybe it's Cedric. Cedric's the one guy to me that has gotten the crowd invested in his matches both weeks. Like, there's no reason to care about him, but he gets out there and he's selling the shit, and he's having, and they start to cheer for him even more than I think Rich Swann. But
yeah,
so that if it was me, I would put Kendrick on top and have Cedric chase him, and then go from there, because I think that's an angle that the mainstream fans would get behind.
And it's okay to also just let that marinate too, though. So I feel like, again, I mean, and then there's no excuse that they have a 3-hour show and you're going to waste 30 minutes of it. The first 30 minutes of it on Rusev and Reigns doing rest holds and going to a double count out.
Right. For something that absolutely doesn't matter. And
they make sure to say, I don't think the issue between these two is over. So on to the next thing. And then it's like, well, fucking why not? We just saw...
Is Hell in a Cell going to be like 8 cell matches? Because that seems to be like what they're stalling for. Like, all of their feuds are
never raise the cell. Just have everyone in the cell.
Exactly. I mean, yeah.
Grate someone's head against the blood of someone else earlier in the night.
I mean, Sasha and Charlotte Dana's probably going to like cost Sasha the title shot next week, and then that'll have to be booked. So then a cell match makes sense for that. I don't know.
Illusioned.
It's I mean,
someone tweeted,
like you said, the cruiserweights to me feel like they used to do with the women. There's just no story. Like, here they are, and that's the problem with taking your time to do it. Is that, in not too long a time, people get programmed to not care about it. So
yeah, and I don't know if that's what's happening here, because now that they have 2 different divisions that they treat like that, eventually they'll have enough divisions that everything looks like that.
I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand what the delay is in bringing Emma out to have. Why can't we have 2 fucking women's feuds?
I guess we do, right? Bailey's doing her thing, and then Nia Jax is doing her thing whenever they let her show up.
Yeah, those aren't. I mean, I guess that's a program that people are squashing people, but like, can't we have 2 actual feuds?
Yeah, things are happening, but there are no feuds. Well, considering Sheamus and Cesaro, I don't want real feuds. I don't know what they'll do with it. And Reigns and I can't wait for the thrilling conclusion of Reigns and Rusev, where they beat each other up so much that Foley comes out, cuts the U.S. title in half, and hands a piece of it to each of them. I can't lose, you guys. Here, just take a piece of the belt. Is that okay? I love you. And Stephanie fucking bitches him out, and then that's that episode. I really hate this show. I just do. SmackDown tonight, that's great. I can't wait for that. Can't wait for them to do the exact same shit, but in a more simple way, with Blue and a GM that I don't hate. And then it's great. It works better somehow. I don't know. I don't know how it works so much better, but it really does. What's the problem?
Nothing. I agree. I'm not. All right, I got no problem. I just have nothing to add.
Do we want to talk about the main event? The Universal Champion, who is known more for being the best friend of Chris Jericho than he is the champion. What an underwhelming title reign this has been.
Yep. I mean, I Jericho was my favorite part of the show. I mean, he was cracking me. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
unnamed cameraman is on the list.
He's on the list, and I thought the no I didn't
taking cracks me up.
The no I didn't stuff with Cass. I mean, it's fucking juvenile, but I thought that was hilarious. Nope, didn't say it.
Did you just say you want to sit on my lap?
Yeah. Nope. I said I was going to punch you in the face. And I thought Owens was great there, too, where he was just like, I'm done with this shit. You know what? I'm going to punch you in the face. I enjoyed all that. I enjoyed that whole segment. I actually liked the match because as you in the cage side orifices, I was afraid that they were going to have Seth show up and that Owens' team was going to lose, and that would be the second week in a row he lost in the main event of Raw. So at least his team won.
Or even before the match started, where Jericho makes a big deal of like slowly taking the scarf off and he hands it to KO, and KO's like, no, yeah, totally, I got it, and then just throws it behind him.
Yep.
Yeah, they're great. They're fun.
And they don't seem to be breaking them up. So I mean, I guess they've got plenty of time before Hell in a Cell if they're going to put Jericho in that match.
I'm convinced that's what they're going to do. That I thought it might happen on this show, and then it didn't. And what's the deal with Enzo and Gas? What are they? They float around, and it doesn't matter what they do. They win.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even matter if they win. I mean, they're on a three. Yeah. They're on a 3, right? They lost 2 to the Rising Stars, whatever the fuck they're called, and who weren't on this show all of a sudden, and now they lost to Jericho.
That's again, good work, Foley. Like, we just passed Foley in the back, and we do have a match tonight.
Well, he's busy hanging out with Finley and Adam Pearce, trying to get Seth Rollins to not.
And what was funny
do stuff
was, Foley had come out to stop Rollins from doing anything, and when the Enzo and Cass's music hit, Foley was still on the stage. He was literally still walking to the back, so they came out and they're like, "We just passed him." So I guess in the very brief period
they
of time,
booked themselves into it. I guess
they were gorilla.
Like, hey Mick, what do you say we go?
Can we wrestle these two? Sure. Thanks. And then they walked out.
Yep.
Fucking hell, man. Fucking Foley. We just passed him. We've lost 8 matches in a row, but we're gonna wrestle the Universal Champion and his best friend in the main event of Raw. The dumbest show in the history of television.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is. I mean, see, that's I would. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I enjoyed the main event, but it's not good. I mean, in the long run, it's bad.
Did you like Sasha Banks' promo?
No. Sasha needs to be a fucking heel ASAP. That's the only way. I mean, I will defend her to the death. I love her, but she's a lousy babyface.
Just a strange way of talking.
Yeah, I like all of them, but they all have a strange way of talking. Charlotte talks weird. Bayley talks weird. I don't know who's teaching promo class for the ladies down in Orlando, but
where is she? Where is Sasha from? Like, where was she born?
I think she's from California, but she identifies as being from Boston because she moved there as a teenager and loved it or something. So I think that's
pretty funny. That's a lie, Sasha Banks. You're a liar. You're not from Boston. You ain't from Boston.
You ain't from Boston, I guess. I don't know.
Cali and Boston. Wow.
I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's right. Somebody will tell me I'm wrong, along with everything else I'm wrong about.
Totes my goats. I hate this show, dude.
Yeah. What was up with Charlotte? The other thing that was distracting me about that women's segment is Charlotte's makeup was like they did it up to here, and then maybe she just had her eyes Botox because her eyes didn't move. Like her whole face moved, but her eyes didn't move.
It's caked to such a degree it doesn't even look like her face.
Right. It's like she's wearing a tan mask,
a full layer of makeup that is if she got punched, that it would all just crumble and a whole new person would emerge.
I mean, we probably have some cage-siders who have worked in theater and stuff. I feel like maybe they do makeup for the women. They do it for the live audience, and they don't realize how crap it looks on TV or something. I don't know. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah,
it doesn't look good. I don't know what's going on with that division. I can't believe we are still doing the same fucking feud in the women's division forever. That was my Andre 3000. Thank you, everyone.
I thought hurricane season was over. Bailey won a squash over Anna Fields or some shit like that.
Some anorexic Madison Rain looking person, yeah.
That was offensive.
To Madison Rain or to anorexic everywhere? Sorry.
I don't know. Who cares?
I don't either.
And then she cut a bad promo. They're two of the best competitors, but I'm still coming for the belt. And we're on a journey together, all my huggers.
It was fine. At least they're trying.
Yeah, I'm just... Wow.
I mean, Bailey's promos are sort of about emotion as opposed to content for me. So I guess I don't know. I mean, they're trying. I think she's got a little bit of a connection with the main roster audience already, so they're trying to reinforce it. I was fine with it. I don't know. Why can't she feud with Alicia Fox now or something? Who else is on the fucking Raw women's roster? What is Emma doing? Somebody get Emma out here.
Nia, Summer Rae's hurt. Nia. Paige, who's hurt.
Foxy,
who's crazy.
Yeah, and maybe dead now.
and maybe not even alive anymore.
Right.
Charlotte and Dana.
I mean, fucking SmackDown has 3 women's feuds going on right now.
Yeah, and 5 women. I don't know how they're making it happen, but they're doing it.
You think your girl comes back tonight?
God, I hope so.
Why? Everything's going so well. What do we need pretending to wrestle for?
Here's what's funny.
Come back to Raw. She would fit right in on Raw. She needs to be on Raw. Everybody's on the wrong fucking show.
Here's what's funny. We talk about like, well, I don't want like heels and baby faces in the shades of gray and stuff. What I really want is to feel really strongly in either direction and have it feel natural. That's why I love Eva so much. Everyone hates her fucking guts to such a degree that it feels really good to me. So I want everyone to like Daniel Bryan, where it's like it's hard to find someone who doesn't like Daniel Bryan. During his run, it was tough to find anyone who'd actually boo the guy. And with Eva, it's difficult to find anyone who'd actually cheer her in earnest. People think I really like her, and it's hilarious to me because I really don't. I just fucking play along. So I really, really love someone who's really, really hated, and they cultivate that. And with her, they actually are bothering to cultivate it. And it wasn't like once they started ramping it up that people were like, oh, okay, it's safe to cheer her now. They kept hating her. They hated her even more. Like with Reigns, if he goes heel, a bunch of people will just cheer for it. With Eva, it was, we're going to try to make her babyface, and then they fucking booed the shit out of her. And they're like, okay, well, we should make her heel then. And they started doing the heel shit, and they booed the shit out of her even more. That's beautiful. We don't really get that in wrestling anymore. So you should want that. I would rather boo her and hate her and have her fucking, stumble her way through a 5-minute match on SmackDown than, deal with another Carmella beatdown of Nikki Bella. Which I'm not saying that's bad. It's good what they're doing. I think it's great. I'm a big fan of how much Carmella wants to beat up Nikki Bella.
Me too.
But, that people don't care about Carmella. No one cares about Carmella.
I think they're starting to.
I mean, maybe, but there's not a lot to it.
The problem with Carmella is that her entire gimmick was based on Enzo and Cass, and then they debuted her without Enzo and Cass and didn't bother to explain the connection to people who had no idea. So she just comes out in leopard print, cutting a promo like Enzo, and everybody's like, what the fuck is this? So at least with the heel turn, they're starting to give her a little bit of an edge. They need to just stop pretending she's from fucking Staten Island altogether and just let her be herself, and that would be a good thing. But
yeah. I like Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch and everything they're doing with that. That's great. SmackDown's just it's easier to digest. The stories are not offensively bad. I mean, they ran a tournament and then guys got hurt in the tournament, and then they just did another match between the two teams who had lost. And then that's how, you know what I mean? It just feels natural and like this is what should happen. So it is what did happen. And, an injury angle, they come back. Okay, we're going to have another match. And then they lost again anyway. So you've got reason to feel sympathy for this team and also hate this team for doing the injury stuff. And like just simple.
Well, it was better than, I thought that was my favorite thing of all last week because it was more than, they did, the having Jordan refuse to tag his injured partner and go down by himself was like fucking epic shit. That was brilliant.
Oh, fuck it. I got it. Don't worry about it.
I'm not. So they made them uber baby faces while making the Usos even bigger dicks. That's exactly what the booking of a match is supposed to do, right?
That's good storytelling. That's good storytelling. That's the kind of shit that make you get really invested. So I think that's to loop it back, not to keep going to it, but I don't feel invested in this.
I do think there's shit on SmackDown that doesn't make any sense. They've the Apollo Crews. They need to just fucking stop waiting. Let's just cut that guy now because I don't know. I like him, but they've done from NXT on. They've never shown any interest in having him as a character. He's athletic, smiley guy, and nobody cares. And now they're just squashing him. So when you take a back seat to Jack Swagger's 800th repackaging, you're in trouble.
Man, Swagger, that guy is.
That's like, and I don't care, and I don't care about fucking Kurt Hawkins. I don't care about Swagger.
The Corbin's thing. What is
Corbin's that? Fine. Yeah, I don't. And how does that translate in? How is that going to be a wrestling gimmick?
Facts.
Facts. Now I make goofy voices and I say some bullshit that sounds like Chuck Norris.
Over exaggerate everything. That's what they should have had him out for the debate. That's what they should have done.
I don't know. Well, at least I will give Raw credit. They didn't do the fake debate we were all worried about.
No, they didn't.
I'll give them credit for that.
It was lame as shit. But yeah, he did not do a debate segment.
How you doing?
Are we done then, I guess?
I don't know. What else you want to talk about?
Not much of anything.
Let's see. Let's look and see if there's any new WWE bought TNA yet. What do you think? Well, what do you think about Seth Rollins' babyface turn?
It's cool. I mean, it's they're doing it in a way. I think that it's clear that they're finally pulling the trigger on it and just letting him go, baby, and that's great. Good for Seth. Good to get some cheers. You know, it's funny. I was in the threads or whatever. People have been worried about me. Is Geno okay? Is he gonna be okay? No, I'm not okay. I'm not fucking okay. No, I'm all right.
Now I'm confused. We want a payoff to your story, Geno. Are you going to jump off the bridge or are you moving back into your house? We need to know. Don't just swerve us with this, oh, everything's fine now. We need a resolution.
If I'm not here next week, you know why. There you go. There's your big payoff. Are you gonna jump?
And I'm not gonna call anybody who wants to guest host either.
Are you gonna
go? I'm just gonna go do Facebook Live videos by myself. The podcast will be over.
You know what? I wouldn't hate.
It'll be like TNA. Just one day, Cage Side Live got bought out by the competition. It is no more.
Does anyone? Here's the deal. Is what we're talking. If anyone wants to give us a chunk of cash. You can have Cage Side Live. I'll gladly not do this show.
You can put it on your award-winning network. You can put the archives, our tape library.
Yeah, I will gladly not do this show anymore for us a fee, and I think a pretty reasonable fee.
We should say, what's the thing? What are all the cool kids doing? A Patreon? Is that what it's called?
A Patreon or whatever, yeah. Where people are like, send me money.
It's like a GoFundMe, but it's like
I can't help but laugh my fucking ass off every time I see one of those. And people are like doing it for like podcasts and shit now. So they're like, if you pledge $5 a month, here's the perk that you get. I'll say your name on the air. Like,
can we
man, I'm gonna pledge $5 a month to get my name on the air.
Oh, you know who wants to be on the show is the dude that bought all those shirts. We are dicks. We should have at least given that.
You know what? Actually, he sent me a really long email.
Oh, we are assholes.
Hey, just in case you forgot.
Boy, we are just fucking.
No, hang on, because it's even better.
Oh God! Does he have like a dying mother that only wants to hear about the podcast once before she passes away?
He goes, just in case you forgot, like you said this, I'm not trying to be mean. I just wanted to remind you, and I'm available, whatever, that would be cool for me. But if you haven't forgotten and you just don't want to do it, that's cool too. I support what you do anyway, and I'll keep supporting it.
Wow.
I felt like a real piece of shit reading that, but I got that email like 2 months ago.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Dude,
I forgot all about you until just now, which doesn't make it any better, but
here's the thing. Sean had to download encoder software.
It's like the Kevin Hart bit about, well, see, the thing is, I have a savings account and I have a checking account, and it's hard to transfer the money, and so
yeah. But again, in the interest of being honest, I would love to tell you we're going to bring you on. That could be a lie, however.
But this show might not even exist next week, so that's what we're
telling you.
We may cancel it just so we don't have to.
The only reason, literally at this point, the only reason this show exists is because Sean doesn't want to give it the boot. If Sean said, I'm good with this show being gone, it would be gone. And
I don't have any money to make it happen, but I'm going to keep just trying to make it happen. Somebody on Twitter said that I think they're talking about our show, that they've been to children's funerals that are more fun than our show. So I think that's kind of
somebody said that about our show.
I believe so. It's in response to your it's in response to your tweet about today's show. This should be prescribed to people with clinical happiness. I've been to children's funerals that were more fun. Maybe they're talking about Raw, but it certainly seems as if it's directed to us. I mean, they went out of their way to tag me in it, and I wasn't in your original tweet. So,
man, well, hey, go fuck yourself. They're not wrong. I didn't have a lot of fun for most of the show. When we talk wrestling, it's not that fun. Like we should just do a podcast that isn't based on wrestling, and we'd have a much better time with the shit. I don't know. I don't blame them. We usually try to have fun. Most shows are a lot more fun, but the Raw was no fun. Don't blame us.
I don't know. I thought we were having fun. I'm depressed now.
Well, we're having fun now, but at the beginning when we're arguing about Cesaro and Sheamus,
I even thought that.
Did you almost just throw up?
Maybe a little bit. I'm very disturbed by this.
As soon as I brought up the arguing, you just like violently heaved forward.
I don't want to be compared to a children's funeral.
I
didn't even know that was a term. I mean, I think like children's birthday parties. That's a thing. I didn't know like there was a genre of funerals just for children. That seems horrible.
Someone commented on yesterday's show that they got 1 minute and 53 in, and that's as far as they could last.
Wow.
On the YouTube. I don't care. Like I said, I don't even like doing this show. I hate it. I would immediately stop if it was acceptable. But I feel bad. That's the problem is like I feel bad, dude. Like legit. The real reason we don't stop, I think, probably, is both because it pays Sean, even if it's a small amount. Sean gets a little bit of money out of it. And also, dude, I don't know if you realize this or if you ever stop to think about this, but there are people who look up to us. That's weird. That's fucking insane.
I thought there were just people that were entertained by us, which I thought was weird enough. I don't think anybody.
That's part of it too, but they're definitely
nobody thinks we're role models or anything, do they?
Yeah.
You need to broaden your horizons if we were role.
Yeah, you've made a poor life choice.
I mean, the $12 I get a month is great and everything, but I think we mostly do it because when we don't do it, people are like, "Are you guys all right? Missed you this week." Blah blah blah. So
we feel an obligation to
it. At one point, it was like an SB Nation imperative that you do a lot of video, and now they're over that. They want us to do something else that we're currently not doing at all because we don't really listen to our bosses. But yeah,
we're delivering the hits, man.
Yeah, I know.
We a top traffic vlog, man.
That's why they don't come at us any harder about the fucking Facebook Live video.
They came to us and were like, there's 300 some blogs on SB Nation. If we just took the rumor roundup post every day, it'd be a top 10 blog. Yep. Just that post each day. Like, yeah, we all right.
400. All right.
Is this really, or is this going to be the end of the show? Are we going to
let's put a poll up. Let's ask people if it's.
Seriously, we should do that. We should really put
we should. I'll find out. Well, I'll set up one of those Patreon things. Like if we don't get fucking $500 by next week, we'll blackmail our audience. We've already established we're the biggest dicks on earth. Why not?
You're not.
Give us $500. I'm killing one of my fosters. They're pretty cute. The new batch is pretty cute. I'll show them to you there. But I'll kill. I will fucking drown one of them if I don't get some cash.
It's not like.
I will fucking murder them. I don't care.
They're not about getting perks. It's if we
here's a picture of them. Can you see that? One of these kittens will die if I don't get $400. Oh, I'm going straight to hell.
This motherfucker said, if we don't get $500, this show's gone. We're fucking done.
The last episode will be me murdering a kitten online.
I am not above
$500.
Blackmailing our. I'll set up a Patreon if we don't get this.
That's it.
It's not like here's a perk. Please support the show.
Nope. If you want it, you want it, and you don't want to have any kitten murder on your conscience, give me $500.
The cat's blood is on your hands. You took this way too far. I hope that one dude's still listening and having a good time.
I think so. I think we turned it into a fucking party. It's the wake after a children's funeral now.
Blackmail and cat murder party.
Yep. Oh, all right. What else? Anything?
That's it. I think. Right. I don't know. You're. He is at S1 Rude.
Send your hate mail to at S1 Rude.
Yes, I am at Geno Morasco.
Uh-huh.
This is at Cage Side Seats. Go fuck yourselves.